All right, so I'm going to quickly show how to install and test this app. You will be given a hyperlink that looks like this. Go ahead and select it. You want to make sure that you are signed in with the email address that I was given, because I have to manually enter those email addresses for all my testers. So when a tester clicks on this download and install the app, if they're not in the group, they won't even get this page. So make sure if you're going to tell your friends about this testing group, I need their email addresses. I'll just plug it in and then you can send them this link. So let's go ahead and hit download test app. That's just agreeing that you're willing to download and test it, but it is not available on the App Store just yet. From here, you can go ahead and click install. If you want to, you can read about the game. And as that's installing, I'll just kind of quickly run through it. If you're familiar with the New York Times game called Connections, this is very similar. I've just taken that game to the next level. I've added a timer. I've added multiple levels. I've added the ability to compete with friends, earn badges, go back and play yesterday's games, those kinds of things, and so much more. So it's basically a connections game, a word connections game, but it's fast-paced and competing with your friends and all that. So you can read about these if you want to, but I will just jump right in and play a game so you can kind of see how it works. Once the app is installed, go ahead and click play. That will open the app, and all you need to do is sign in. Now, when you go to sign in, you can set up an account, create an account, but you already have one. You just click on that Google sign in right there, and then use the account that you're using on your phone device. So you just click on your email address there. If you click on an email address and it takes you to your email to actually email somebody, then go ahead and click to the right side, not directly on the email address. That way it'll sign you in properly. And so here's the cover screen. So if you get to this page and you see that today's theme, in this case it says on the court, if you get there and it just says today's puzzle, then go ahead and close the app and reopen it, because you always want a theme to show up. I have run into that a couple of times and I just had to close the app and reopen it and it came back. I will work on fixing that, but that is the first issue. So at the very top, we have English. I can play in English, I can play in Spanish, or I can play in Russian. So select the language you want to play the game in. If you do select Spanish, just know that there will be a Spanish large word on top, but there will be an English helper word right below it. So if you're semi-okay with Spanish, just not fluent, then you can still play because you can read the English word below the Spanish word. I'm going to play in English. At the bottom here, you can scroll down and read those instructions if you want to. You can also hit compete with friends and set up your own group. So just hit create at the top right there if you want to create your own group. But in this scenario, go ahead and click join. Once you go to the join page, I'm going to give you this test group right here so we can all play together. So just type in 4MX7N2 and then go ahead and join that group so that we can test together. And I'm thinking about adding a way to communicate in there as well. Right now, you'll just be able to see each other's scores, but that's okay. We'll start there, and then eventually I might implement the ability to throw some shade on your friend and say how well you did and talk trash in there. But right now, let's just go ahead and start here. So I want to point out one more thing before I get into the game. If you go to your profile, you can see your streaks, your best game, your number of games played, and your number of games won. When it comes to the groups, you'll earn other badges like competitor of the week, top scorer of the week, best streak, those kinds of badges. But in here, you'll only see your particular streaks. You can see that I have 0 hints available. Now that's important because in the game, you'll be able to watch a 30-second video if you want to obtain 2 hints, and I'll show you that in a second. Or you can just go to this remove ads and hints store. At the top right there, you can watch a 30-second video to get 2 hints added to your bank. You could sit there all day and watch multiple videos and add as many hints as you want. That's kind of cheating. I will implement the negative score. So if you use a hint, it'll take away 50 points or something like that. I have not implemented that yet. That's just a thought I just now had, but I'll do that eventually. You can also, this is a test mode, so when you click to add these purchase items, while it'll work, it's free. It's just there for a placeholder for when this actually gets launched in the Google Play Store. And then at the bottom, if you go to settings, This is where you can change your display name, your username. You can change your default language. You can also choose to add a daily reminder to play the game. So every midnight, the puzzle will be updated to a new puzzle. And, if you wake up in the morning, you can get a reminder on your phone that you need to play today's puzzle. All it'll do is basically put an orange dot on your Cruxle app, and you'll see that. Or if you have your phone set to like buzz or something, it would buzz at 8 a.m. So let's jump into the game. I'm going to go to the Today tab, and we'll go up to the top, and I'll just go ahead and start playing the game. I've already played on the court, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a past puzzle, and I'm going to play one of these older ones. Let's play at the record store. So when you play a past puzzle, these are mainly for, and you can see on the top, this is an archive play, and the score won't count towards today's record. So you can go in and play past puzzles just to practice, and that's what I'll do here. So you can see here we are starting on an easy puzzle. At the top right is my timer. Right below that is my mistakes. I have 3 mistakes per level. At the bottom are my hints. I can choose to reveal, remove 2, or add a mistake, or even watch a video for hints. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing. So at the record store is my theme. So I'm going to say, let's say CD, vinyl, those, and cassette. Those are album formats. Let's see, verse, chorus, and bridge are all parts of a song. Vocals, drums, and bass, because the other 3 are jazz, blues, and reggae. So that was a pretty easy round, so I didn't use any mistakes in that round at all. Now I'm on to the next round, which gets a little bit harder. So never mind, beat, label. If you stare at this too long, at the very bottom, you'll notice the shuffle. So you can shuffle to look at it a little bit differently. So top 40 is a, what do you call it? It's Billboard and Hot 100. What do you call those music charts? Grammys are awards. So what else is awards in here? The Grammys, the Brit Award, and the MTV Awards. Those are pretty easy. I've got Rumors, Bowie, Prince. Bowie and Prince and Adele are all singers. Rumors, label, tape, Thriller. So Thriller is an album. What else is an album? Tape, Rumors. I'm going to say these are albums even though I have no idea. So I got that. Label, tape, and beat. World, track, sample. Sample, track. I have no idea. Sample, track, and label, beat. I'm going to go label. So I got one mistake. So that's at the top right. You see that little purple dot went away. So that's one mistake. Now with this, if you have 3 selected and you want to just hit the remove 2, that's a hint at the bottom. What that does is it removes the incorrect one. So if I hit remove 2 and 2 of them went away, that means none of those are in the same grouping. This should be easy. Sample, track, and tape. Sample, track, and beat. Now see at the top right, I have 1 mistake to give. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a mistake. Now I just used up my mistake for this game. I'll submit that. So that's incorrect, unfortunately. So I'll hit remove 2. So beat and sample are together, and beat, sample, track. Beat, sample, label. Beat, sample, tape. I'm just going to go ahead and reveal one so I can get through this without any more mistakes. So I used 2 of my hints. Now I'm in the final hard round. I've got 3 mistakes up top. I don't have any hints left. And I do have my ability to watch a video if I need it. But that video is 30 seconds, and that will add 30 seconds to my time, as well as when I put those hints in there, it'll also take away from my score. So let's see if I can get through this. So Chicago, At the record store. So Chicago, Boston, Alabama. Those are cities. And so I was thinking Chicago and Boston are like 80s bands. Alabama's a country band, but okay, bands named after cities. That's what it is. Then we have arena. So if I'm playing a gig, I'm going to play in an arena, amphitheater, and what else? Dive bar. Okay, so then we have, now I'm getting to the danger zone. I have no idea. So Blondie's a band, right? But I'm not sure. Council, Scratch, Taste Maker, Carousel. So Carousel and Council, and where's the other music player? Muse, Deezer, Drop, Spin, Console, Council, Carousel. Could that be? Yes. Those are hidden soul music terms containing it. Interesting. Let's see. Loop, hook, parts of a song, right? Loop, the hook, the scratch, tastemaker, spin, drop. How about that? Nope. So I have 2 more hints. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit watch ad. This is going to be a 30-second ad.
Ready? Go! B1.
So obviously you can watch these ads. A lot of times when I'm playing a game like this, I'll just set the phone down, walk away, come back and grab my rewards. But this ad, what this 30-second ad does is it gives you 2 hints. So a hint is not a mistake. A hint is actually, it will throw a row in for you. So if you're struggling to get the first row, you can use one of these hints and you're going to be able to reveal a row. So the ad is almost over. Again, these are 30-second ads. You don't have to use these. They're just there if you absolutely need them, like I do. And then once that 30 seconds is up, you should see an X at the top. Either it's going to be at the top left or the top right. And so what you'll see at the bottom there is it gave you 2 additional hints. So I'm going to click use a hint, and you'll see that I got another line up there. So I'm going to use my second hint also. And now hopefully I can figure the rest of this out. Drop, loop, or hook, loop, scratch, pundit, spin, tastemaker. Okay, perfect. Blogger, drop, tastemaker, pundit, scratch, spin. So spin and scratch, those are like DJ stuff, right? And drop. Come on, baby. I have 2 mistakes to give. Perfect. So I actually made it through without using all my mistakes. If I were to use all my mistakes, the game would be over, my time would stop, and my score wouldn't reflect that I completed the puzzles. So there's my score. You can see at the bottom, I got 0 mistakes in the easy level. I used 3 mistakes in the medium level. I used 1 mistake in the hard level. And then it shows which power-ups I've used at the bottom there. But what I am going to add is I'm going to add those hints. And those hints are going to take away either 100 or 50 points. I'm not sure which one I should do yet. I'll probably do 100 points because they can't be cheap. If somebody uses their whole day to watch ads and stores up and banks their hints, I don't want, I want those to be somewhat of a hindrance on your score, at least. You can't just cheat and run through there. So I'll make sure I add that probably tomorrow. So from here, now your group people can see your score and they can see if they beat you or not. And then they'll have bragging rights. You can also share your results at the bottom with your friends if you want to. And that's what that would look like. Obviously, if you're set in a group, then you can see each other's scores without actually sharing them. But eventually what I'll do is I will have, when you share, you'll be able to share the app itself. So you can share your group and the user will be able to download the app and start playing alongside you. So I'll make some of those updates. But what I want you to do is just play the game, have fun. And if if you have any problems with the app, write them down and send them to me. My email is jedidevguy@gmail.com. See if I can find that real quick. Right there at the top, it says jedidevguy. That's just at gmail.com. So I'll also set up like a form that you can fill out if you're having problems, and I'll figure out how to do all that. But for now, just test the app, see what you can do. If it breaks, please let me know. And hope you enjoy. We will talk to you soon. Thanks a lot for testing.